like scary movies?
Uh-huh.
What's your favorite scary movie?
Is there anybody there? Don't answer that.
What do we know about vampires?
Isn't there some sort of rule that they can't come inside unless they're invited?
That ain't gonna work. And not a single one looks like Jason Patrick.
Everyone all right?
Can you repeat the question? I couldn't hear you over the knives.
Greetings and salutations. This is episode 1 of Miscellaneous for the Queer Horror Junkie video stream, whatever. So last week, went to go see Beetlejuice the Musical in San Jose with my husband, brother, and my folks. So we're going to do that. We didn't have any critters with us. We didn't even have my dad's wonderful little dog that he takes everywhere with. Eventually we'll have some videos with her helping out because she's the cutest thing in the world. But, like I said, Beetlejuice the Musical. Turns out my brother had, like, one of his buddies was doing some tech audio, I think. Which makes it even kind of cooler. I had no idea that Dave was involved in that. But, so, review time. Sold out. All the music was live. Full live band in the orchestra pit, which was really cool. They had ASL interpreters going through the music and everything. As a side note, this is not, I wouldn't consider this a musical as much as a rock opera. There is very, very little talking, or other than the songs. So I was considered more rock opera than musical, but, music is fantastic. It is funny. It is quotable. I'm very surprised I have not seen drag artists taking this music on because it's ripe with stuff for that. So even I'm probably going to be handling it some. I do know a lot of people that did not like it, but I will say this on it. It is not the movie. Not by a long shot. It is a very different story. It is kind of the characters that you know from the movies. It is more the cartoons. So if you've seen the cartoons from the late 80s, early 90s, ran for a couple years, it feels way more like an adult version of that. I would not recommend little kids at this one. Teenagers, absolutely. But not for little kids. I was very, very shocked at the amount of little kids that were there, even in the section that I was in. And mind you, they behaved fabulously. But a lot of the stuff they were doing, and it's not for kids. But absolutely be good for teenagers. Language is a little coarse. Much more coarse than the movies, or definitely the cartoon. But excuse me, been sick a little bit. But okay, notes before I forget. They did use some of Danny Elfman's themes. They kind of go through little references to it. Very, very quotable. Very quotable. They did some really interesting things. Visually, use of lighting, projections to move things along. There was a very diverse crowd, which was kind of cool. In this particular cast, Alan was POC, and oh my god, he was fabulous. He was better than Baldwin could have ever been. Bob is in it. They didn't do much with Bob, but Bob is in it, and just he comes on, and the crowd goes nutty because everybody loves Bob. He was so funny. They even did Princess Bride quotes, which threw me for a loop, but I thought worked beautifully. Okay. At the end, they do a version of Belafonte's Shake Sonora, and the whole crowd is singing and clapping with them. It's a little different than the usual one because they're doing their own thing. I thought it was personally, it's like going, we loved it as a family. We loved it. Do the housekeeping bits. Body count was only 4. Triggers, the strobe lights. I am not photosensitive, but it was even bothering me, and a lot of my family was having to close their eyes at points. They were really struggling watching. I know some other people were really struggling. They did do a warning at the start. But I think also the section that we were at was a little rough, because we were in the the third row in the balcony, which was perfect to watch. But the strobes would get us. Other things that would be triggery for some people, talk of suicide and talk of child abuse. So those are your really only warnings with this, other than not for littles at all. But personally, I loved it, and I would probably go see it again, given the opportunity. Finding out that the high school close by, did this around Halloween kind of makes me regret that I didn't go see it and support it then. But October's always a busy time for me. But anyways, I absolutely loved it. I think my husband counted like 3 or 4 F-bombs in it, and making fun of Brigadoon especially, which I have never seen that movie or musical. We will give this sucker probably a 9.5 out of 10 on my personal opinion, because I absolutely loved it.